first stop today is Sensō-ji Temple. Destination. We just happened to walk past this amazing looking temple here. It looks really old. It doesn't look as well maintained as, say, the one we were just at today, Sensō-ji. But it does. It looks. It just sort of came out of nowhere, and it looks like there's a cemetery all around the outside. But we can't seem to find the entrance. It's probably on the other side. And we're kind of in a rush to get to where we're going. So this is just going to be a quick visit as we pass by. It's been a few minutes, 4 minutes maybe, since the last clip when we were just walking past that big temple and another one popped up. There's no shortage of these in the city. And this again looks quite old. And this one has a bell. Little bell tower with a bell in it. And the main hall. And it looks like living quarters attached to it. And it's also it's walled. There's a wall going around the perimeter, just like the other one that prevented us from getting in. But this one, we found the doors on our way. They were on our side, so we thought we'd just pop in for a quick look.
The Sensō-ji Temple was really amazing, but I always like these small temple complexes or small temples more because they're more tranquil and there's nobody, usually no one's in them, and they're just more peaceful. And these temples need love too, not just the big ones.
We found some English. There's a plaque here with some English on it, and it makes the visit a little bit more interesting. This is Bando Ho-Oji Temple, and it was actually established in 1214, but not here. It was in a different city in a different prefecture, Ibaraki Prefecture, and it was moved to Edo in 1602. But it wasn't moved here. It's been moved 3 times until it found its resting spot here. And the bell that I showed you in the tower, it was added in 1648. It's a big copper bell. We've come across another really old building, and I don't think it's a temple, but it's just a really old building in that style, and it looks like it's basically abandoned. Yeah, it looks like quite the complex building.
It looks like somebody's fancy house from back in the day. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I wonder what the story is with this.
I love it.
I wonder if it actually is fully abandoned, or maybe just part of the building has been abandoned, because the part here does look really abandoned, but over here you sort of see some signs that maybe something's going on there, maybe someone's living in there, and they just can't afford to keep up with the entire building.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So we're having another very interesting walk, sort of off the beaten path, to our next destination. We could have easily taken the subway from Asakusa stop to where we're going. I think it's the same line. They're on the same line, so we could have easily done that. But we love taking these walks and getting to see interesting things in the city that you would totally miss this type of stuff if you just hopped from main site to main site. And here's a different angle of this. There's a bigger building that looks a little newer and maybe more kept. They keep it up more, and maybe it's better maintained. There's the old part. So yeah, we'll see how many more of these interesting sites we hit before we get to where we're going. We've got about 10 more minutes on this walk. So our next destination today was Ueno Park. There are 3 things we wanted to do around the park. 2 of them are in the park proper and 1 of them's outside the park. And that's where we are now. I don't think we're going to get a chance to go into the park today because it's quite late and it's getting dark out. So we'll have to come back to see those 2. But we are at Kyu-Iwasaki-tei Gardens, which is a residence actually. It's a residence of the 3rd president of the Mitsubishi Financial Group. And it's an interesting place because it melds Western style and Japanese style. There are 2 separate wings in this residence. One is Western and one is Japanese. And part of the Japanese, it sounds like the Japanese wing is gone, like it got destroyed, or I'm not exactly sure. But they've since like labeled this as an important cultural site because it's an example of early sort of Meiji Restoration sort of architecture, I guess, and adopting Western culture into Japan. And also it's kind of interesting because it was used as the Allied headquarters during the occupation after World War II. So I don't think they're super keen on us on photography in here. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any signs inside the building yet, so we'll see how we do. And if we see anything interesting, we'll try and get it on camera for you.
The wallpaper used around this house blows my mind. First they start off with the pulp, then they run a mold over it to create the 3D effect. They put silver paint on top of that, and then on top of that they put another gold layer on, and then somehow they get rid of the excess gold and silver, and then they put the blue paint on. And the amount of work and labor involved in creating this wallpaper is just astounding, and there's so much of it all over this house. I'm standing on one of the verandas that this home features. The verandas is actually one of the distinguishing architectural details of this home, and the verandas, the railings behind me are actually they're part of from the original house that was restored and put back into place.
It's unfortunate that they're doing construction on it while we're here.
It is.
You're hearing the odd banging in the background and green cones. Yeah. There's green cones behind you.
They were not part of the original feature.
No, that's not the original railing.
No. But
it's a
really
cool
pretty.
Veranda.
Yeah, and
we're running out of time.
Oh dear, we better get going. Verandas also were not popular at the time period, and they're still not popular in Japan. So this is really quite neat.
So there's not much of the Japanese wing remaining. There's just a bit of hallway and this one room here, a small hall. But the mansion used to be huge. The Japanese wing of the mansion used to be 14 sitting rooms. And the family apparently lived their daily lives out in the Japanese wing. So I'm not quite sure what they used the western side for. Sounds like it was primarily set up for guests.
I think it's really crazy that one family used to live here and all this space, and just, we're wandering through it and it's a museum, but just to imagine what it must have been like to be a family member and living in here, and just what was their daily life like? What was their life like?
Definitely they were in the lap of luxury back in the day. Definitely
lap of luxury. But I wonder how much freedom they had and what their personal life must have been like. 'Cause even though they're obviously a very prominent family, but it must have come with a lot of restrictions and expectations. And very curious what it would have been like to be them.
Nicole's been dying for shabu shabu, and I think we ended up in a shabu shabu restaurant. It looks pretty shabu shabu-ish. There's going to be a hot pot of soup, and we're going to get various meats to cook on it. But the English menu here is kind of lacking, so we've used Google Translate, and the waiter has helped us a little bit figure out what's what. But we still are a little bit confused about a few things, so we ordered a few things and we're going to see what comes out. And I don't think there's anything scary. We did not touch any organs or anything like that, hopefully. So we'll show you when it comes, but it's a pretty neat place. This is on the third floor of this particular building, which just has a bunch of restaurants on each floor. And we're waiting for our soup to show up. Here is where it's going to go. This big burner. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm hungry. I like the posy view from the back. You can see the pagoda lit up. And there's the busy intersection behind me.
Can't see that from this angle.
Well, I'm letting everybody know that it's there, so they'll have to take my word for it.
Okay.
But,
All right.
yeah, it's neat.
Yeah. So we'll wait for the food to come, and we'll show you what we get. The soup came.
OMG, what did I do? My side looks like lava.
Which one's the spicy side?
The lava side.
Oh my.
She even warned me.
Look how oily your side is. Where's our meat?
Me and my curiosity.
Got shiitake and pork. Looks good, eh?
It's bubbling away, especially the lava side.
Yeah.
And, we just stuck a piece of pork in. No, is it lamb?
Lamb.
We stuck a piece of lamb in. I think it will be done by now. Lamb for you, and a lamb from the lava pit.
It's on the other side.
Oh, okay, a lamb for me. It's very good.
Excellent.
Turn the spot.
All right, we got a few more things coming.
Oh, here comes one.
Thank you. The beef came.
Okay, I'm going to be brave and get a piece of beef into the lava pit. And it cooks pretty much instantly because it's very hot and
Then
thin. The soup is hot and the beef is thin. Call the fire brigade if I burst into flames. It's spicy. The beef is really good. It's really tender and not. I guess it would be dried because we boiled it in the water, but it's not. It's that consistency where it's not fatty and it's not dried. It's just yummy.
it's well marbled.
Yeah, it's yummy.
All right, let's make a dent in this. We made short work of that. That was really, really good. That felt like an appetizer. I'm starving now.
Where did all our food go?
I know, we ate it all.
Where did all our food go?
It's all gone.
We need to get that t-shirt. I'm telling you that we are not on a diet t-shirt.
Yeah. So the soups were very good. Yours was really spicy.
Yeah, I loved it. You still have 2 more mushrooms.
I know.
Oh, I'm jealous. You better hold on to that camera and I'm going to make short work of it with my chopsticks.
No way. So I think we're going to finish up here and walk around this area and see if we see any other maybe food stalls, like street stalls or I don't know what. But we'll get something to top this one up because I'm still very hungry. I think Nicole's kind of hungry still. But this was a really good experience and I think it just hit the spot. You were craving this.
I was.
And it hit the spot.
And I like the little, not little, I like the giant pot it came in.
It's huge.
I'm like,
It's a cauldron of
Is it?
soup. Alright, so I'll finish off my 2 pieces of mushroom and then we're going to pay and go see what we find out there. Alright, we just finished dinner. We came down the elevator. That's going to show you what it looks like here. So you're walking on the sidewalk. And then you will see these types of things, menus and pictures and whatnot, names of restaurants. You may or may not see a Nicole. And then they'll tell you which floor they're on. So this is where we ate, floor 3. And then you look around in here for the elevator. There's the elevator. And you summon it. Those people went up to, we just passed some people when we came out and they went up to floor 3. And there's just building after building like this in several areas. Like here, there seems like a lot of them. And this is really foreign to us. We don't have this type of thing back home. Usually, it's just ground level. And this is the outside of the building. So the second floor is an Angry Chicken. I think we saw that chain in, where were we, Sendai? And then there we are, Shin Base was us on the third floor.
I guess sometimes if you're wondering why we decided to eat there, or how you decide on a restaurant, we were just walking down the street going to our attraction, and I looked up and I saw the sign and I recognized the characters for Hot Pot, and I was like, sold! So that's how they got us in there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did, because it was a really yummy meal.
Yeah, it was really good.
Small portion.
Yeah, we're starving.
What the heck?
Let's go have meal number 2.
We gotta get that t-shirt made.
Saw this really happening.
Izakaya? Yakitori.
And it looked really good. And we ordered up a bunch of stuff. We made some new friends.
Japanese businessman.
Salaryman.
We're sitting under the tracks, Ueno Station, and eating some food. So some food just came. Take a look.
Wow, that looks legit.
This is the garlic chicken, the thighs, tofu, and chicken wings.
This place is so off the tourist track, it's not funny.
That's what kind of drew us into it, because we saw it was all seemed like all local, so we like, let's just go for it. And then they made room for us here, and then we sat down, and the 2 guys beside us started chatting with us, which was really awesome. That's what we're missing on this trip. We haven't really had that experience yet, and they're really friendly and really interested in where we're from and whatnot. So it's always a good experience. You can mix with the locals, and it works out.
Do you know this food?
This is tofu.
Atsage. Atsage is tofu. Fried tofu. You need this.
That's good with it. Okay, let's try it. Thank you.
Your English is very good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Where did you learn?
Thank you.
Did you learn in school?
I graduated from Waseda University.
From where?
University.
And you learned English in university?
No. I learned English in my company.
Oh, good company. Very good company.
We became good friends tonight. Very happy. Very happy.
See me. Okay. Thank you.
Boy, that's going to be one fresh fishy paste bean thing you're going to have.
It is. Yeah, I'm going to totally need something sweet after that. But that was such an amazing experience. Just walking down the laneway here, unexpectedly, just we're about to head home and we saw this yakitori. The typical thing with the plastic covering the people sitting and
under the train tracks. Don't forget the under the train tracks.
We're still kind of under the train tracks. They're right above us. And then we're like, what the hell? They have an English menu, let's give it a try. So we went in. The guy had to shuffle a bunch of people down to make space for us. And then we went in there, and the 2 guys beside us, older, like salarymen, one of them spoke English really well. And he was really interested in us. So we started talking to him and shooting the and yeah, it just was a really great experience. And the people beside him, an Indian guy from Pakistan who's been in Japan for 15 years, and a Japanese girl.
Much
younger than him. We don't know if they were together, but we all just started talking and communicating. and it was a really fun experience. And by the end of it, they bought us drinks. The one salaryman beside me bought us drinks, like another sake, and Nicole got a Coca-Cola, and they've also edamame, and they had to leave, so they left, and so we sat and enjoyed the drinks and the edamame, and just sort of reflected on that experience. Really fun. Like, there goes the train. Super fun experience. I love those experiences. I remember we had one similar in Takamatsu. We just walked into like a really small deep fried skewer type place, and then we just sort of like hit it off with the locals, and that's like a really great experience. And so yeah, I'm really happy about it. And then we just turned the corner here, and there's a place making I forget what they're called. They're like basically like a fish-shaped cake with bean paste inside, similar to the things I ate at the temple earlier. So I just ordered one, and they're still making them, so I'm gonna get a super fresh one right off the pan. Pretty awesome. And yeah, so we're just gonna do that and then probably head home. Like, what a really great evening. So hopefully the footage we shot inside the yakitori sort of splices together well. I'm not sure how well that's all gonna fit, but we'll definitely put some of it in. Really good. So I think my dessert might be ready here, so I'm gonna go up and grab it. He just called me up, and I got my cake, and we're on the move. This is my cake. It's super warm. It's fresh off the pan.
Let me have a bite of that. I like the beanless part. I mean, I like the beanless part. It's hot. What was better, today's, the one at the temple, or this one?
I don't know. I think the temple one might have been better. This isn't. The temple one was sweeter. This is not as sweet, and I'm really craving something sweet right now after that salty yakitori. But it's really good still. It's fresh. This is really obviously fresh. Like, he took it off the pan and called me. It's really good.
The salarymen were mocking Michael and I for dumping all that soya sauce on our tofu.
Yeah. They're like, too salty, too salty. I'm like, it's fine.
I'm like, not enough soya sauce, not enough soya sauce.
All right, so we're gonna beeline it out of here. Everything's shutting down, except for the restaurants, but we're full now. 2 dinners. I don't think we can do a third. So let's go. So we're just walking back from the yakitori and that fish, which was so good. I want another one, but it's so far away now. And we came up to a really awesome vending machine. There's the normal vending machine here in case you're a wuss, and then there's this vending machine. And look at that Asahi. And beside what I can only assume is a big carton of sake. 2 liters. That's amazing. I've never seen one of those before. 1,500 yen. We just decided to go for a walk. We're walking back to Sensō-ji Temple just because I wanted to see it at night again. And going for a walk after 2 dinners is probably a good idea. And so we're taking a bit of a different path than we took on the way over to Ueno area, because we're hoping to be able to get into that temple that we showed you earlier today, which the entrance seemed like it was on a different side of the building than we were. But we don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that's where that crazy vending machine was with the humongous Asahi, which I've never seen before. I should have bought it just for kicks, but that might just
are you talking about?
that might just be the sake talking. It's always fascinating walking around these smaller streets never feel threatened or sketched out or worried. A bunch of guys just passed us a little bit back there, and I was like, whatever. I didn't even think about it. In certain countries, at home maybe even, on a small alleyway like this, I might have been a little bit concerned, but we never seem to have any problems. Very safe. We were telling the two salarymen we were eating with how safe we felt in Japan, and they just agreed. They asked about New York. They said New York. They thought New York was just a war zone, from the sounds of what their impression was of it. So we're gonna keep moving here. I don't know. We haven't hit it yet, so maybe we've taken the wrong path. We'll see. We just crossed a major street and back into an alleyway, and I'm gonna give you a view down it. Here is a small side street. It looks like a residential side street, and you can see the sky tree towering up in the distance, all lit up. And hopefully we find the entrance to this temple, but I doubt it's going to be lit up or anything. So there's something coming up here. Let's see if that's what it is. Oh, that is it.
Yeah.
So it's closed. So we found the temple from this morning. It's closed, but there it is, and here's the entrance. Nicole's trying over here, but I don't think she's going to be successful. It's closed.
Thanks, Sherlock.
It's big.
I know, the roof is like
It's massive.
humongous.
More residential streets here. Low rise, no high rises here. Looks pretty old school.
Yeah, really old.
I wonder if there's shops along here.
There is. These are still barber
It's a
shops.
barber shop. Yeah, these are definitely shops. But it's crazy. It's crazy how the shops look so uninviting when they're closed. There's no window shopping after hours. It is shop for business.
The shops and homes.
Well, above is homes,
Yeah.
like apartments.
I love this little residential street that we stumbled upon. It's like being in a time capsule or an open air museum. It's like what people's home was like before all the condos and high rises moved in, and somehow this street managed to survive all the progress and time changes.
We're just on our way back to Sensō-ji Temple, and we ended up on this street, which must be another tourist street lined with shops, like souvenir shops and food and whatnot. But what's really neat about these shops is that their garage door that comes down, or their I don't know how to, their
Great.
metal door that comes down, instead of just being this plain ugly door that looks really uninviting, they're actually painted. They're all painted differently, which is really nice. So it's really cool to walk down here at night when they're closed, actually. And if you look that way, there is the Thunder Gate. And it looks like it's going to be a lot quieter than earlier today.
This is my favorite gate.
So actually this street that we're on is not going to Thunder Gate. I thought it was because I saw the big paper lantern, but that's actually the temple. From this angle, when we sort of turned around the bend and we got a better angle, and you can just see Sensō-ji Temple is right in front of us now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all lit up. It's a nice sight at night, and it's also super quiet here. Like there's hardly anybody walking around. So let's just go take a quick look, and then we're gonna head back to the hotel. Well, Tokyo Sky Tree is quite imposing over here. It's huge. Behind me is the road we were walking along and the torii we came out of. And I'm just making my way towards Sensō-ji. Nicole is over there walking around. It is rather quiet and peaceful. the odd person milling about. I hear some people trying to shake out some their fortunes, or their what did Nicole call that? They're shaking out the answers to their questions. Fortunes, I guess. And here is Sensō-ji, lit up at night. It's all closed up now, but it's good you can get right up to it and check it out, but the main doors are closed. You can't get into the hall. Here's the incense burner without incense burning, without people around. And this is one of the spots where they had the burner for the incense. Reminder, this is not a trash can. I guess they take out the mechanism for the night. And the purification fountains turned off. It's all very quiet. It's actually quite a good experience to come here at this time when no one's around.
It's a more enjoyable experience.
Yeah, you can get up and see everything up close without being rushed or being bumped or whatever.
It's incredible how many people pass through this site a day, but at nighttime, it's pristine. They must have like had an army of people come and tidy up, because the fountain, everything is just like, we would not have thought that, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people have been here earlier.
Yeah, it's ready for tomorrow. Totally missed this. Nicole pointed it out to me, but the Neo on the second gate here are lit up spectacularly, and you can really get a good view of them. You couldn't really see them earlier because of the sun, and they were in shade, and it was just really hard to get a good view of them, but they look spectacular at night, all lit up. You can really see the detail in them. They're amazing.
Look at his abs.
Yeah, that guy has some serious abs. He's got more abs than what is human, which makes sense because he's not human. He's got godly abs. Quite a contrast. It's crazy. It's a bit shocking that there's not more people who come out here to check it out at night, given how quiet it is. I mean, it's only got to be 9:30 right now. So pro tip, if you do come out here late at night, you're going to get an amazing photo with the gate or with any of these buildings here without basically anyone in the shot. It's really, I'll put one up. We got somebody to take a picture of us standing in the gate, and we're the only people in the picture, it looks like. So that's really amazing, considering how busy it was this morning. That's unheard of. And there's a bunch of people here now crowding around, and they're all waiting their turn to take pictures. Nicole is actually taking pictures of the couple. This girl took a picture of us, and now more people are getting in there. Good job.
Yeah, good tourist.
Yeah. I think we'll close out tonight at this amazing site. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so different than this morning. So quiet and tranquil.
Yeah, such a contrast.
Yeah. Today's an awesome day.
It has been. Good visit here. Slightly disappointing visit at that house residence that we saw, but then 2 amazing dinners.
Yeah. Great experience.
Some good dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Good day.
Really good day. So we will see you tomorrow probably. Maybe you'll see us later. Maybe not, but probably tomorrow.